10 game-changing strategies to diffuse conflict and deepen connection. Even in the healthiest relationships, conflict can arise. It's often misunderstood as a sign of trouble, but when handled correctly, conflict can actually strengthen your bond, helping you grow closer and more connected. That's why we've crafted this guide to not only help you avoid unnecessary fights, but also to transform conflict into a path for deeper intimacy, joy, and understanding. Below, you'll discover 10 powerful strategies that can immediately elevate your relationships. No cost, no waiting, just meaningful, lasting change. Strategy 1. Choose curiosity and connection. Over being right, the moment you feel the urge to prove you're right, you've already lost. The fact is, you can't nurture connection while defending. In any heated conversation, it's easy to get stuck in defending your position. Instead, lean into curiosity. Embrace the sense of wonder. Your partner's world is like a different universe. Explore it with curiosity and wonder, not with an aim to make her world like yours. Try listening to your partner, not for points to counter, but to understand. Ask yourself, why is it so important for me to be right? Often, it's our ego or fear of being wrong that drives conflict, not the issue at hand. At its core, needing to be right is a defense mechanism, one that leaves your partner feeling unheard and dismissed. You can't connect deeply while building walls of self-protection. Even if you never change your stance, you can still show respect and a desire to hear your partner's perspective. Simple phrases like, "Can you tell me more about that?" Or, "What did you mean when you said?" can open the door to a more compassionate conversation. And don't forget about body language. Uncross your arms, put your phone away, and relax your posture. This signals that you're ready to listen, not fight. Strategy 2. Mirror their words. One of the quickest ways to make someone feel seen and understood is to reflect their words back to them. You don't need to agree with what they're saying, but you do need to show you've heard them clearly. Try phrases like, "So what I hear you saying is," or, "If I'm getting this right, you feel." This simple technique prevents miscommunication and ensures you're both on the same page. When it comes to expressing your own feelings, use I statements rather than accusations. For example, instead of saying, "You're always late and it stresses me out," try, "I feel frustrated when we agree on a time and you're late. It makes me feel like my time isn't as important." This shift in tone shows you're addressing the behavior, not attacking the person, which keeps defensiveness at bay. For partners who are more introspective, these listening techniques are even more crucial, helping them feel understood after carefully reflecting on their thoughts before sharing. By mastering the art of reflecting and rephrasing, couples can foster a sense of mutual wonder and empathy, paving the way for deeper connection even in moments of disagreement. 3. Love is an action. How to speak your partner's unique love language. Many of us instinctively show love in ways we'd like to receive it. You might offer a comforting massage when what your partner really needs is help with household chores. Though your heart is in the right place, the real power comes from asking your partner what makes them feel truly loved. The impact of showing affection in a way that resonates with them lasts far longer than a casual "I love you," or gestures that might matter more to you than to them. The key here? Curiosity. Don't just ask what makes them feel loved, explore the why. Understanding why certain things matter to your partner will give you a deeper insight into who they are. For example, maybe their need for a tidy home stems from a desire for peace and order. Instead of seeing it as inflexibility, you can reframe it as an opportunity to show love in a way that's meaningful to them. Tidying up becomes less of a chore and more of an act of service, deepening your bond. You do something not because it's important to you, but because you understand how important it is to your partner. The beauty of this kind of effort is that it tends to be reciprocated. When your partner feels seen and understood, they're more likely to meet you halfway. Maybe that partner who values tidiness will let go of perfection to snuggle with you on the couch, recognizing your need for physical touch. It's a cycle of generosity and connection. Each act of love makes room for more love. Remember, love isn't just a feeling, it's a biological need for connection. When we make the effort to understand our partner's instruction manual, we're not just checking boxes, We're building a relationship that thrives on intimacy, curiosity, and mutual respect. 4. When all else fails, dance. Move your way to deeper connection. In any relationship, when words fail or distance creeps in, movement can heal what conversation can't. Think about how two siblings, despite their rivalry, can come together to win a three-legged race, working in sync to achieve a common goal. The same idea can apply to your relationships. Sometimes, a little bit of silly movement can bring people closer in ways that words might struggle to. Why not grab a fun, multicolored disco light, crank up a goofy song, and challenge yourself to see how many times you can dip your partner in one track? Feeling adventurous? Try learning a TikTok dance together. You don't even have to post it, but the shared experience of being ridiculous together works wonders with friends, family, partners, and even kids. There's no special skill needed. If you've ever done a little happy dance after tasting something delicious, you already know how to chair dance. Grab a wooden spoon, wave it like a magic wand, and let the music move you, even from a seated position. Dancing releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that reduce pain and increase happiness. Movement lets you express yourself without worrying about finding the perfect words, and it creates space for openness and connection. You might find that a conversation you expect to be tense feels much easier after a few minutes of dancing together. It won't solve every problem, but dancing helps you tune into each other, making connection a little smoother. 5. Acknowledge your stress cues and take a time out. Even in loving conversations, personal triggers and stress can sneak up on us. Pay attention to how your body responds under pressure. Do you start breathing faster? Does your stomach tighten, or do you feel like crying? Recognizing these signs allows you to pause before emotions take over. Rather than letting stress build into an argument, acknowledge your feelings and ask for a brief break. A simple, honest statement like, "I'm noticing I'm upset, and I'm not sure why. I need a few minutes to calm down. Can we revisit this in 5 minutes?" shows you're aware of your own needs while still valuing the conversation. This helps create a respectful space where both of you can return to the discussion with clearer minds. Beyond the moment, it's essential to recognize ongoing stress cues in your life. When under stress, maybe you get forgetful, clumsy, or short-tempered. Without realizing it, you might lash out at your partner, who has no idea what's building beneath the surface. Learning to rest, reset, and recharge, whether through a calming shower, journaling, or some quiet alone time, can make a world of difference in how you engage with your loved ones. Taking an inventory of your stress level and learning how to rest, reset, and recharge can help you avoid arguments. When it feels overwhelming, try making a list of everything you're juggling. Sharing that with your partner not only organizes your thoughts, but helps them understand why you're feeling overwhelmed. Even if they can't directly help, they might support you in setting healthier boundaries. 6. Unplug to truly connect. In our tech-driven world, we're more connected than ever. But that connection often lacks depth. Between smartphones, work emails, and social media, we're constantly bombarded with notifications, blurring the lines between work and personal life. It's no wonder that deep conversations with our loved ones often take a back seat to the easy distraction of our screens. Try to carve out a couple of device-free nights each week. Instead of scrolling through Netflix, play a game, go on a date, or use a conversation starter deck to learn something new about your partner. One fun game to play as a family is, if you were stranded on an island, what 3 things would you want? Break it down into categories like food, music, tools, books, or comfort items. You might be surprised at what your loved ones say they can't live without, and the stories behind their choices. These moments of undistracted, playful connection build emotional intelligence and strengthen your listening skills. They foster understanding in low-stress situations, which helps you tackle more challenging conversations with greater ease. When we remember that we're on the same team, even tough discussions feel more manageable. Trust is built outside of conflict, making hard conversations easier to navigate. 7. Intimacy or intensity. Love is not turmoil. If you find yourself frequently in conflict with your partner, it might be that you're mistaking intensity for intimacy. Relationships that start with a whirlwind of emotions often come with the risk of craving that same intensity once the initial fire begins to fade. If you're not careful, you may start creating conflict as a substitute for connection. Picking fights or blowing up minor disagreements might draw you back together momentarily, but over time, it can lead to a damaging pattern called a trauma bond. This happens when conflict becomes the trigger for intimacy, creating a toxic cycle of fighting and excessive attempts at repair, such as extravagant gifts or over-the-top praise. This manipulation feels rewarding in the moment, releasing bonding chemicals like oxytocin, but it associates love with turmoil. Healthy relationships, by contrast, are grounded in safety and predictability. In a healthy partnership, there's no need to stir up conflict to feel connected. Real intimacy allows both partners to be fully themselves without fear. You don't need to hide, lie, or avoid conflict to get the love you deserve. 8. Find respect. Through gratitude, when frustrations build up and feelings go unexpressed, it can be hard to see the positive aspects of your partner. In moments of conflict, we often focus on what our partner isn't doing, or the ways they're annoying us. But it's crucial to remember that most people don't go through their day intending to upset their partner. Sometimes we extend the least patience and kindness to those closest to us. After spending energy on external relationships, we often take our intimate partners for granted. Our partners might feel like they're doing everything for us, but these acts of service can go unnoticed when they don't directly impact us. To rebuild respect and connection, try focusing on the good qualities that drew you to your partner in the first place. These traits likely haven't changed. They may just be overshadowed by day-to-day frustrations. Spend a few days intentionally looking for the good in your partner, reconnecting with what you admired about them. Gratitude shifts your perspective from one of need to one of generosity and appreciation. Even if you don't directly express this gratitude to your partner, the shift in attitude will help release resentments and remind you that your partner isn't solely responsible for your happiness. Taking charge of your own fulfillment can improve your relationship without putting unfair expectations on your partner. 9. Fight fair. The Gottman Institute identifies 4 behaviors in conflict that can determine whether a couple will survive long-term. 1. Criticism or name-calling. Starting a sentence with, "You're such a," and ending it with a demeaning adjective attacks your partner's character. One once said, "These harsh words can't be taken back and often lead to regret." 2. Defensiveness. When your partner offers feedback or criticism, immediately shifting the blame back onto them is a common defensive reaction. 2. For example, if your partner asks you to pick up your clothes and you respond by criticizing their habits, it leaves them feeling invalidated and attacked instead of heard. 3. Contempt. This involves behaviors that make your partner feel inferior, like eye-rolling, sarcastic remarks, or mocking humor. 3. Contempt is a particularly harmful form of communication that damages the emotional bond between partners. Stonewalling. This happens when one partner shuts down emotionally, walks away from an argument, or ignores the other. Stonewalling, such as giving the silent treatment, makes resolution impossible and fosters distance. 10. Know when to walk away. If you find yourself constantly carrying the emotional load in your relationship, it may be time to assess the dynamic. One-sided effort to connect or improve the relationship could signal deeper issues. Healthy relationships require both partners to invest in growth and learning together. While occasional selfishness is normal, patterns of power-seeking, domination, and a lack of empathy from your partner could be signs of narcissistic tendencies. If your relationship centers on one person's needs and control, it might be time to consider walking away. Recognizing narcissistic traits and understanding how to address them is crucial for a balanced, healthy relationship. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will find some of those strategies useful and can implement them into your life to build your best relationships ever.